You know that feeling, right? You get jolted awake in the middle of the night. It's not a noise, it's a thought, and that thought feels like a final verdict on something. Well, it's in that weird, silent territory that your brain does this really peculiar thing. It doesn't rest. Nope. It starts manufacturing problems that just don't exist. So let's pull back the curtain on this strange and honestly universal experience.
And this, right here, is the fundamental truth we're going to unpack. See, your most agonizing worries aren't always the ones you went to bed with. They're custom-built, made just for you by your mind during that lonely 2 a.m. shift. Understanding this hidden machinery, well, that's the key to seeing the invisible architecture of your own anxiety.
I know you've been there. You had a perfectly fine day, nothing blew up, but then boom, it's the dead of night, you're wide awake, your heart is just pounding because some tiny minor issue from your day has suddenly morphed into an absolute catastrophe, a thought that feels more real than anything in the daylight world.
And these fictions, they get so specific, it's terrifying. Your mind, it acts like this brilliant, ruthless lawyer, just pulling together fragmented memories to build a completely airtight case for your own social or professional ruin. And the craziest part, you're having a real, physical panic attack over a scenario that is completely, 100% phantom. So what on earth is going on here?
All right, to understand the playwright behind these nightly dramas, we have to look at what's actually happening inside your brain when the world goes quiet. Because it's not just about a lack of distraction, it's more like a fundamental glitch in our operating system.
So here's the crucial thing you have to get. Your brain hates a vacuum. For, 16 hours a day, it's processing this absolute fire hose of data. When that suddenly stops, the engine doesn't just shut down, oh no, it starts to rev, and it goes looking for fuel, anything it can find. And what does it find? It seizes on those little unresolved emotional bits from your day, a tiny spark of shame, a micro jolt of anxiety.
And that's the key difference, you see. During the day, any of those little sparks of anxiety, they just get buried in all the noise. But in the silence of the night, they become kindling for a massive bonfire of worry. Your brain's state completely flips.
On top of all that, your internal threat detection system is, let's be honest, it's pretty primitive. Let's think of it as your internal guard dog. This part of your brain, it really hasn't evolved much since we were avoiding saber-toothed tigers. So it can't tell the difference between a real physical threat and, say, a social slight. It's all the same to the dog. So at night, when there's no external reality to check things against, that guard dog gets super paranoid. It starts barking at shadows. It amplifies every little what-if into a definitive, absolute what is. It's running these elaborate, high-stakes disaster drills for a play that is never, ever gonna open. And you're the captive audience.
But here's the thing, this isn't just random noise. There is a dark, twisted logic to what your brain decides to fabricate. And that logic? It reveals the secret blueprint of your deepest, most personal insecurities.
This is such a key insight. The catastrophes your mind engineers are never about things you're just indifferent to. No way. They are hyper-specific and they always follow a pattern. So, what is that pattern? What's the secret ingredient that turns some random thought into a full-blown, heart-pounding nocturnal crisis? Well, it's your deepest fear. Your mind becomes this morbid artist, and its only medium is your core vulnerability. Think about it. During the day, your ego, your defenses, they're all online. But at night, they're offline. And that raw, unfiltered critic inside of you finally gets the microphone, and it speaks in the only language it knows, catastrophe. Okay, now for the darkest twist of all. What if these fake problems aren't just a malfunction? What if they're actually serving some horrible but psychologically logical purpose?
What if your mind is performing this incredible act of psychological misdirection, creating a huge, terrifying, but seemingly solvable problem, just to distract you from a quieter, more painful, and totally unsolvable real one?
Just look at the comparison here. The loud decoy, like an imaginary financial crisis. It feels urgent, right? It's got steps, villains, action plans. It gives you the illusion of control. And that adrenaline rush, it can actually numb the quiet pain, like a profound grief or a deep sense of loneliness that feels totally amorphous and bottomless. Your brain would much rather fight a dragon than sit with a sorrow it can't answer.
And this brings us to the most crucial point. Trying to solve the fake problem is just playing the game on its own rigged terms. The real goal isn't to solve it. The real goal is to decode it.
You have to treat it like a clue, like a telegram from your subconscious written in the messy language of fear.
So this is the transformative question you have to ask yourself. When that panic starts, you just ask, what is the real discomfort that my mind is trying to armor plate with this fictional catastrophe? That's when everything changes. The spiral about your work presentation, it's not really about the slides, it's about a deep, deep fear of being seen as incompetent.
Okay, so now that we understand the factory, how in the world do we shut it down? Well, you can't just argue with the foreman at 3 a.m. No, you have to change your relationship with the entire process.
Here are 3 really concrete steps. First, you just name it. Out loud or in your head, just say, the factory is starting up. That simple act of labeling creates distance. Second, you ask that revolutionary question we just talked about. What is this loud decoy trying to distract me from? That immediately deflates the decoy's power. And third, you redirect that idling engine. You give it a simple, non-threatening command, like focusing on your breath or counting backwards from 100.
And this is how you dismantle the whole factory. Not with a big fight, but with awareness. You're not trying to prove the worries wrong. You're just withdrawing the one thing they absolutely need to live, your belief that they are real. You starve them.
Look, your mind is an incredibly powerful and sometimes, a terrifying storyteller. But the big takeaway is this: you are not just the audience, passively watching the horror movie. You are the editor. You get to decide which stories get published and which ones are just late-night, fear-fueled drafts to belong in the trash.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. The next time that factory starts worrying to life, remember you have the power to turn it off. The night itself is quiet. Your problems really don't have to be loud. Maybe start tonight.